Did you hear Trump's latest rant? Where he's talking about Joe Biden hates God?
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
He is really desperate, isn't he?
That one was fucking crazy. He was like...
He's desperate.
Everything he said was like...
Just nutty.
Why are you saying that? You know that's not true. The dude's a Christian.
And everybody knows it's not true. That's what I'm saying. He's just nutty, man. He's fly.
I muted it.
But you never know, Those diehards.
Oh, the diehards are voting for him no matter what happens.
Yeah.
You know that as well as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Double O's going to vote for him. It doesn't matter what he does. He could literally say the Constitution sucks and try to change, like, do what he can to get to abolish it. And they'd be like, well, he's right. It needs to be changed. It doesn't give him the power he deserves. Or some stupid bullshit.
It's crazy. I don't understand it, but it's not.
It's crazy because you can't even talk to like, and they go, "Well, we can't." It's like, no, because you get mad because we tell you the truth, and then you're like, "But it's not facts." I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that when it's facts?
Save your breath.
It's hard.
I know it is, but what else you gonna do? You're not gonna convince them.
You're not.
Because if they don't see there's something wrong after all this stuff that went down, they're never going to see it.
That's true.
So let them do what they do, and we do what we do, and after the election...
Yeah, I know, but what they're doing, the problem is by these fucking people have been doing what they've been doing for a long fucking time.
I know.
They've been using fucking racism and other shit to make tons of shit.
All kinds of shit.
Fucked up.
But hopefully, this is the end of their reign. Hopefully.
You hope, but...
That's all I can do.
I know, at the end of reigns, it's scary because the people losing their power are definitely doing what they can to not lose it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess anything's possible. I just don't see I don't see the majority of Americans going along with that bullshit.
I like how Sam Harris put it. It's like, if he gets a second term, like, the rest of the world is basically going to be like, yeah, you fucking people need
they're going to be done with us.
You need to figure your shit out.
The rest of the world will be done with us.
China will take over.
Yeah. The rest of the world will be
done
with us.
And I'm not saying I do not want China to be our overlords. That is fact. They are not about me speaking the shit I speak half the fucking time. I don't even speak anything worth a shit. I'm not someone that has a public forum. But they still throw your ass in a fucking cell.
They'll take you to a re-education camp.
That's what I'm saying. A cell. Mm-hmm. It's not a re-education. It's a cell where they force you to... They torture you until you start accepting their law as what... Or their rules as what they are. And again, it's scary because it's people that are supposed to be... Because they're non-religious. They're not secular.
But we're religious, right?
What?
America is religious.
It's
right?
not supposed to be, but it is.
But they made it that way.
Yes.
But the crazy thing is, we do the same thing.
What the fuck is going on?
We do some of the same stuff, but we do it under different guise. What, something wrong?
Yeah, my computer's just a little slow. Being a bitch.
Because we have stuff like that too.
What?
We have black sites where they grab you off the street.
Oh, they do it now. Yeah, no, they've been doing it.
Yeah.
They've been doing it forever.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, they did.
It ain't nothing new.
They definitely did that shit in the 60s. People forget.
All day.
Yep. And they said, oh, it was drugs. They had drugs on them. Okay.
They'll shoot you up with some shit too. Drive you nuts.
Have you listened to that Rogan yet?
Which one?
There's a Rogan with, if you haven't listened to it, Josh Durbin or something like that? Dubin or something like that?
I'll look and see. Is it an old show?
Mm-mm.
I don't have Spotify. I can't get the new show.
They're not on Spotify yet.
Where's the new shows at?
Same spot they've always been.
Oh, well, that's weird because Joe Rogan said they were going to put any more new shows.
October.
Oh.
October 1st is when it starts.
Oh, okay.
Once October 1st happens, and
then you just saw the old
Spotify's
shows.
free, you know that, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to get on it.
You just gotta download it.
I don't know none of that stuff.
Well,
But don't tell people that, because I don't want them to think I'm stupid.
I mean, they're not maybe not think you're stupid.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Not
That
very good
dumbass,
with
that dumbass Rudy.
Not very good with
He don't even want to
technology.
download shit.
I don't know. Well, but what the hell was I saying? Oh, these guys are. One's a lawyer, and one dude's like one of the biggest producers on the planet, I guess.
Producer of entertainment?
Yeah, he like
Okay.
a lot of acts. He named them all off, and I can't remember them all. But there was a lot of acts where you're like, holy shit, that dude found all these people.
Hmm.
So he started using his money to get people out of jail that were illegally incarcerated.
White dude, Jewish dude, black dude, what is he?
I don't know. I didn't watch. I don't watch it. I listened to it.
You can tell from the voice.
No, I couldn't tell. He's a lawyer. I honestly couldn't tell. But he's it was just like the stories they took. Like 30 minutes in, Rogan's crying.
What?
Yeah, do some shit. Like it's shit I've already heard. Okay,
Was Rogan on mushrooms?
No, when you start listening, okay, if you listen to like on the media or the New York Times or like This American Life is a really good one, and Serial is probably the best one in my opinion.
I've got Serial.
If you want to know
I've got
about
Serial.
our criminal justice system and some of the fucked up shit that they do, Serial is a good way. So Serial is 3 seasons. The first season is all one guy. He's accused of, he's been tried, so I can technically say it. He killed his girlfriend. I mean, it's up to you. By the end of the fucking series, I still don't know if he did it or not. But what I do know is that if O.J. Simpson can get the fuck off for a glove that didn't fit because it created a small amount of doubt in the jury's mind,
That's all you need.
again, if that happened, then this fucking dude doesn't deserve to be in jail.
Well, what did he do?
He killed his girlfriend. That's what they claim he did, but there's so much doubt. And
There's no
so much
evidence?
No, there's no, not really.
Right. Just circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So it's like you get through the whole season and and again, you could be one way or the other. You may think he did it because there's a chance he did it. I'm not going to doubt that. But the way our system works is you couldn't prove it one way or
Right.
doubt. So
It's doubt.
But that's what this episode shows you too. The Rogan episode shows you that, or not shows you, but gives you information about how like I think it's like 500,000 people are in jail right now awaiting trials, and some people have been in jail for years.
That's the point I was making earlier. I was going to bring it up too. There are people, man, this is just sitting in jail.
Mm-hmm.
They got people on death row that sit in jail for 25 years.
There's a guy on death row right now. He went to death row in '84. Okay, for a crime, right?
Right.
The prosecution told him because DNA comes out in the '90s. So DNA comes out in the '90s. Well, the prosecution says there's no DNA evidence. So they don't have any evidence. Like, it was a rape and murder. So there's no sperm, there's no nothing. That's what they say. Well, a couple of years ago, they tested some shit of his, some DNA evidence, and found it wasn't his. So they let him go. But because in this state, and I forget what state it is, but whatever state it is, you as the defense has to ask for that evidence to be. You have to ask for it to be done. You have to, if you want.
Okay,
DNA
so
evidence, you have to say, "I want my DNA." Yeah. He doesn't. He's been asking, and they said there's no DNA. So then they test it and find the DNA and exonerates him. But because of the loophole, they arrested the dude and put him back on death row because he didn't ask for it, and according to the law, he has to ask for it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was like. Serial's the same way. The third season's amazing because it's Cleveland. It's all East Cleveland. It all takes place in East Cleveland, and she got pretty good access to the courts. Like, they gave her great access for some reason because they're fucking dumb. They really don't know how fucking retarded they are. They don't know. They're so ignorant to their flaws that they have no accountability for anything.
That's why, if you can stay out of the court system, you're doing good.
Cut. Perfect example. Remember how we talked about the other day, he got fucked because he had half ounce of weed. Again, he's not even supposed to be... Whatever. It's fucking crazy. So, before that, he got a ticket, and he goes... The other day, we were driving, and he got mad, he got upset, and I understand why he got upset, because he just listened to this episode too, and it reminded him how fucked the system is for anyone who doesn't have money. Because he worked his dick... Like, he got pulled over for a suspended license for a ticket not paid, which he paid on time and had receipts. Not on him, obviously.
Right.
But they still took his car and impounded it and put him in jail. So he had to bond out. Couldn't get his car in an impound, so he lost his car to the impound and then lost one of his jobs.
Damn.
Because he didn't go to work the day he was supposed to go. He was on his way to work or some shit, so he didn't go to work. All because some stupid person, I don't even know if it was a woman, but some stupid person at the fucking filing office didn't click the right fucking button on the thing.
To show that he had paid.
I did the same thing, probably around the same time. I got pulled over by a Royal Oak cop because... And again, one of the only reasons I've been pulled over is because I was driving Otis's car, and Otis is a black man that's older than me that looks way thuggish to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, you met Otis, didn't you? He lived with me over at the house. Okay, anyways, he looks like he was selling crack in fucking on the west side for a while.
Old Otis.
He gets pulled over in the car that I'm driving, and it doesn't have the right plate. But the cop didn't want to really fuck with him, so he just let him go that day and said, fix it. Well, I get pulled over not knowing that the plate's fucked up.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So the cop's like, I told him, blah, blah, blah. But that's the only reason he pulled me over is because he knew the car.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So he, like, gave me a ticket. It was like a $440 ticket. So if it wasn't for my landlord saying, okay, yeah, that's fine, pay me next week. Because again, I don't have a job. I have my weed week by week.
Yeah.
Shit's happening, so I'm able to fucking pay. I'm able to go in my head. I literally thought, oh, this is my choice. I have to make a choice. Do I really go completely off the grid and say fuck all of it and just pay my rent and deal with it later, or do I pay this? You know what I'm saying? And keep my license, because I knew that having my license was one of the most important things in this fucking city, in this area.
Yep.
So I did it. Paid it. But there's always that chance that bitch could have done that. And then I could have gone to jail the same way Cut did.
Yeah.
But because I was lucky enough, or maybe she didn't do it because she fucking hates Mexicans. Remember,
because of his name.
Yeah, you don't. She doesn't see him.
You're right.
She
goes by name.
Yeah, she goes by name, and it says Cuthberto Gonzalez lives in my city. I don't want a Mexican live in my city.
You never know. That's just as possible.
You know what I'm saying? Probably not,
but it's possible.
It's possible. More likely, she's just a dumb idiot that made a mistake, or the person's a dumb idiot. I keep saying it's a woman, and I don't have any idea if that's a woman that would have done it. But either way,
likely it probably
either way,
is.
Because of that mistake, he lost his car, a job, money, like a ton of money.
Life ain't fair.
Well, it's not fair, but it's fucking worse. It's the dumbest. Again, that's a right-wing trope. Life's not fair. You pull it. Fuck you. This isn't about fair. This is about literally people being corrupt and using the system to benefit themselves. Because again, how many times all that shit got impounded? What kind of kickbacks do these cops get from the fucking impound?
All kind of shit, man.
It happened to me. My car.
See, down in Mexico and foreign countries, They put their hand out and you pay them and they don't see it. But here they do it a sneakier way.
Yeah, they steal the poor people's money.
Yeah,
because
and they're sneaky with it.
That's why they took out the fucking cameras that give people tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Too many rich people were like, I'm not done paying these tickets. I don't want to pay them. I don't want to pay them. Or it was clogging up the court system to have rich people's lawyers in there fighting them and getting them out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a lawyer, it's
a whole different ballgame.
80% chance of getting out of
It's
jail,
all
especially if it's speeding.
Yeah.
And then it's not on your record. So when you do it again a year from now, there's no record of it because but a poor person, his record's on there forever.
Yep.
And why is that? Oh, that's right, because your dad donated to this fucking judge's actual campaign.
Or your lawyer was played golf with the judge.
Exactly. But they made a good point in why they're fighting it so much and why it's so hard to deal with this shit, because a lot of this stuff is precedent. They've set the precedent that you can be a racist fucking and treat poor people and brown people and other people of color.
So we get all these Kens and Karens.
As if they're not human. If they're not the same as you. And there's no repercussions because... Again,
the president has co-signed it.
No, the precedent.
I know, but I'm
not
saying
the president, but the precedent in the system is this is what we do.
Yeah.
And we just keep doing it because if we don't, we can't pay for ourselves. Who's going to pay for it?
Or we not just pay for it. They're trying to climb social ladders at the same time.
Which is paying for it because the more social ladders you climb, the more money you make.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You have that's one way. When they tell you when economists tell you that like most wealth is from fucking inheritance and land, it's like what the fuck? Like if that's how you build wealth, then how is people supposed to build any wealth when they can't inherit? They can't even fucking save a fucking dollar.
But is there any government or any place on earth where there is no corruption?
No, there's not. And I'm not saying there's not.
I'm just making a point.
But at the same time, there's countries where the people are a lot happier with their corruption. They're not fucking over. They're not. Their countries aren't around the world fucking imperializing everyone.
That's
trying
true.
to change the
You're
Middle
right.
East and
You're
do
right.
all that shit.
You're right.
You know, there's countries that are doing other things. Like that's the thing that frustrates me with cut sometimes is like, well, or a conservative. You say Sweden, you say these Norway. It's like, duh. What do you think they're doing with the vaccine? Do you think they're just like giving it to 1 billion people? No. They're gonna take 5 rats. They're gonna fuck with those rats. And if none of them die, they're gonna move up to something else.
Right.
And they're gonna do 10 of those.
So on and so forth.
So on and so forth. And small little tests to prove the theory. We've done the little tests. The theories are working. Portugal has decriminalized all drugs. And their drug rates and everything else is all going down. But if you looked at it, you say that, we need to end the war on drugs. Because to me, the war on drugs is one of the biggest reasons poverty still exists.
It has a lot to do with
on poor people.
It has a lot to do with it.
Because again, I know how many people you know are now like back in the day. You used to be able to like go fucking sell something. Like 100 years ago, I could just make a fucking Kool-Aid or a drink that tasted good, and I could stand on a corner and sell it. Now that's impossible. Now, if you want to get into the game, you got to sell fucking drugs. I'm serious. Like, think how many people are wealthy as fuck now because they started in the 80s selling cocaine.
Oh yeah.
And marijuana, and they sold it, and at some point they were like, okay, well now my investment's going to legal shit.
Yeah, I'm going to invest in the stock market and.
Yeah, or businesses, assets. Treated money as it should be treated.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A tool, not a fucking... It's
money.
A tool. It's all it is a tool. People
money.
treat it as if it's the all end all be all.
Maybe we should get rid of money.
Maybe. You know, like Alan Watts had this. It always sticks in my head. He was talking about like people's perceptions and how fucked up people's perceptions of what reality really is, and like you see somebody in a store and they've got a grocery store and they've got a cart full of goodies. It's full of everything they need to survive. And when they hand over the money, you can see it in their face that they're, you know, like, I'm giving up. Oh, I'm gonna. But You can't eat the money, man. The money can't be eaten. I know it can help you get shit,
but you can't eat it.
but you can't eat it. It's like, that's where it doesn't make sense to me. That's where we put so much value in capital. I guess it's a capitalist system, so it makes sense. Capital is the fucking thing that rules. Which, if I'm a fucking moron, then I guess it makes sense why I would want that. Because then it's easy for me to stay on top. I don't actually have to do any work.
See, the problem with that, with a capitalist society, is that you have to have a lot of have-nots for it to work.
Well, yes.
A lot of have-nots.
I mean...
And the more have-nots... Listen, the more have-nots you've got, the better off you are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they're trying... That's why they didn't want to give people that are making $5 and $7 an hour, they didn't want to give them 15.
They still don't.
They still don't, but they're going to be forced to do it. Yeah, you know, it's just... It's horrible, man. There's just so much bullshit in government and in advertising too.
I mean, it's money. It's all about money. They've spent, the government, both of them have spent billions and trillions probably of dollars to figure out how the mind works.
Oh, trillions.
And they use it to their advantage.
And yeah, exactly.
They do what they can. The commercials are designed to make you go to the store and buy the shit they want.
Yeah.
I know
they do all kind of research for that.
I know you think you're strong.
Yeah.
I know you think you're mentally stronger than the next person, but
check this out.
I'm gonna teach you something.
Yeah, check this out.
You ain't.
I got
we all
this for
stupid
you.
in our own ways,
and
they're not. These aren't things you can like most of the shit you can't. It's in your subconscious. They know how to fucking trigger your subconscious now. It's not about. It's not about getting you to say, "Ooh, no." It's about triggering down here deep. So when you drive by the fucking Taco Bell, it goes, "Oh, I'm hungry now."
You're gonna think it's your idea.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, it's implanted.
You're gonna think it's your idea, but it wasn't your idea.
That's dream shit, or no? It's fucking basic psychology nowadays. If you put the effort in, like con men have been doing it for years.
Oh yeah,
it's part of their scheme, and they started studying them and understanding how and why people act the way they do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not everyone's the same. We've already decided that. But at the same time, we're not that different. You know what's crazy is you are more different than Justin than me and you are. Genetically, they were talking about that. Genetically, on a DNA code, we are closer together than you and Justin are.
Oh.
The color in your melatonin, like, is a big thing, or something like that. It's like,
that's deep.
It might not even be the color. That's the thing. Color is such a minute, part of the code.
Okay.
That we could be very, very similar. Me and you could
be
very, very similar.
Right.
Yet,
and you're right.
You're black and I'm white. But at the same time, you and Justin can be fucking miles apart, yet you're the same color. Because you just happen to have those two genes that were the same.
Right.
Like, that's one of the reasons this shit is happening. It's one of the reasons half the country doesn't fucking... Because Christians and the government have figured out that stupid people are easier to control.
Yes,
and how do you make stupid people? You take away their fucking education.
And you take away the education... And you give them entertainment that is slanted from your view.
Well, yeah.
And you show it to them over and over.
That's a lot harder nowadays. Because everyone's picking their own shit. That's the problem. That's one of the issues today.
The only people that are picking their own shit are people with money.
No. People on the internet.
No, I'm making a point, though. It's a lot of places in America still where they don't have internet.
No, not many. Detroit isn't one of them, because they just gave all the Detroit kids internet.
Go up to the Appalachian Mountains and see what you do.
Well, they also
go to the Blue Mountains in Georgia.
They also don't know that your fucking TV can order your food.
That's what I'm making a point.
But at the same time, I don't know how to make moonshine, but I'm sure they're pretty good at it.
They're excellent at it.
Yeah, so it's like.
But is that a trade-off?
No, it's just the environment. That's all it is. If they come out to the real world, they're not going to go, brah, brain exploded. You know, they still have cars, they still have that shit, and they're fucking greedy. That's why they stay up there is because they don't want people to take their fucking good land.
Yeah.
They know what they got.
Yes.
They know what kind of freedom they have when cops won't even go up there.
It's weird.
Like, think about that freedom. I mean, it doesn't sound like it, but if it's your area and you got your whole family and your relatives and everyone's in your area, you don't need cops anyway, really, do you?
Well, see,
especially in the woods where you've got all the guns you could ever need. You know what I'm
what-
saying? What are you going to walk, some fucking gang's going to walk up on these people?
See, a few years ago, I got land in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stand up. My legs bothering me.
Stand up. Just move the chair over so you don't kick it down.
Yeah, I'm
the fucking thing.
not. I got land, so I was going to move to Virginia, right?
Yeah, you told me.
So, but I went down there 2 or 3 times in a row just to check out the lay of the land. And it's a police state.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's a police state. I couldn't live there. I'd be in jail all the time. Because they ride to people, You're in your car, and you're driving along, minding your own business. Next thing you know, woo, woo, woo. They're pulling you over.
And Chris says hello.
Hello. And they have checkpoints.
Checkpoints.
Yeah, you're driving along, all of a sudden, there's a barricade, and the cop comes to your car.
We don't ever have that shit here. That's one thing we don't have in Detroit, do we? Or Michigan?
No, but I think back in the day they did. Like back in the 40s or something like that, I think they did. But they stopped doing it here.
I wonder why.
See, down there it's easier.
Yeah, there's less roads, I guess. Here it's a fucking pretty easy to get off on a side road and disappear. Especially if you know where you're going.
Well, they got a bunch of side roads. That's the point.
Well, I know, but if...
They got a bunch of side roads, but it's everybody knows everybody. You can't get away with nothing down there. And I met a couple of people that were selling weed down there, and I don't understand how they did it.
So sad. She's in Iowa, so she can't smoke legally. She gotta hide it again.
Oh, Iowa.
Oh, man. No chance in hell. I'm visiting a state.
That's why I don't want to go to Virginia.
Visiting, let alone going to live in a state that doesn't have legal cannabis.
Exactly. I couldn't exist.
No, it wouldn't happen. I'd be in jail.
What did I just say? I'd be in
in a
jail.
heartbeat. I did it for some disc golf shit. It was really difficult, and people looked at me funny in Kentucky.
Mhm.
I'm out on the fucking course just smoking my normal joints, and they're just like, "Dude, are you
Yeah.
serious?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?" Like,
Not here.
if they find it, because again, if I'm here, I can just kind of get rid of the joint, and when the cop comes up and is like, "Got weed?" Yeah, so
Yeah, exactly.
it's in my bag, blah blah blah. Don't find a joint. There, they find the weed. I'm in jail for 60 days, maybe longer,
And it's going to cost you some money.
depending on how much I have. Because sometimes I can carry a half on me, and that alone in some states is enough.
You're going to be out a couple grand, too.
Oh, fucking
At least.
easy. That's the shit that's amazing to me. That's where they really emphasize some shit. They're like the way they fuck over poor people in this country.
It's unbelievable,
And keep
man.
them in jail and cost them money and just bring them back and forth. Like suspended on license, I guess, is one of the top things that people go to back to jail for.
Mm-hmm.
Driving on a suspended.
Yeah, and they got to go to work.
And
so
then,
they just have to
and then how many of those driving on suspended are just because they couldn't afford to pay the ticket that they got?
Exactly.
Because he's like, what are you going to do? You're going to choose to pay a ticket,
Pay a
or
ticket
you're going to pay your
or
rent?
eat or feed your kids or...
Yeah, because the tickets are expensive. That's
Yeah.
another thing, too.
Tickets have gotten ridiculous.
If it was
Wait a
like
minute.
$25,
But
it'd be
you-
different. Well,
they-
we're talking fucking $300 a fucking ticket. Minimum $150.
When this crap is over, you just imagine what tickets going to cost.
Dude, they're out there fucking people now. I can see it. There was already...
Slowly but surely, they're
There
coming
was a
back out.
dude, there was a dude standing there with a fucking gun on fucking one place.
Yeah.
There was a line of them at one place.
Yeah. They're gonna get that money back.
Here you go, hey Chris. I want you to see this. You see this?
Oh, that's no.
Hold on.
That's for her.
Oh, and the best part is I could walk out. Oh no, I did. I watered my plants while smoking a doobie in the front yard today. That was awesome. Sorry.
They got weed in Iowa.
They have weed in Iowa, but you can't be standing on the front yard with a joint in your hand, no t-shirt on.
No, you can't do that.
Watering your fucking giant sunflower.
Because I've been to Des Moines. I think it's called Des Moines, Iowa.
I went to World's there a couple of years ago. It was the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
So whatever the Quad Cities is, that whole little like where Iowa, Illinois, and Kansas meet, I think.
Nebraska and Kansas.
No, not Nebraska. It's Illinois. So it's on the Illinois side of Iowa, not the other side.
Oh, I got you.
And there's like a bunch of courses there, and that's where I played Worlds in 2017. AMs did okay, did better. It's hot as fucking balls, dude. 95 degrees every fucking day playing disc golf. And again, just playing disc golf, I get it, but it was rough. It was like...
You thought it was rough.
It was rough.
It was
dude.
rough.
You're out there fucking sweating your dick off.
It was rough.
And then there's water right there, but you can't go in it because no one's allowed to swim in this lake because of undercurrent or something.
Yeah.
You can't even go get your disc.
Undertow.
Like I had a disc, literally went do and rolled, just rolled
into
right
the water,
right on the edge, and it was gone. I was literally on my hands and knees.
Yeah.
Searching.
It got sucked in.
Just disappeared. And it was a fucking crazy rare disc. So stupid for throwing it. In practice, too. Dumb. Dumb. Anyway, so yeah. If you can listen to that new Joe Rogan, definitely listen to the new Rogan. It's got two guys on it, and they talk about the criminal justice system.
Right.
And they tell you about people like the dude that... The one that makes Joe cry is pretty rough because I mean he's free, so you know what I'm saying.
But he went through some shit.
He went through some shit, and you're just like, how do cops get like? It's the same lady that tried Zimmerman, that tried to try Zimmerman, that tried to be the judge of Zimmerman. It's like, how is she still allowed to be a fucking judge? Like, there's two cases here where shouldn't be involved. One was a Zimmerman because of her husband, but she still took forever for her to be accused. And then this other one, she literally, it felt like she was trying to kill this dude. Even the guy looked at the guy crying like, please don't, because she's going to kill me.
See, I don't believe in judges.
I don't either. That shit's
I don't believe one person should have the power over another person like that. It should be committees and not judges.
Yeah, it should be the...
it should be at least 3 different people.
That's not a bad idea.
With different backgrounds. You know?
Yeah,
instead of one person, I don't know, is he a Republican? Is he a Democrat? Is he an atheist? Is he a Catholic? It's too many things.
Is he hungry?
Yeah.
Because if you're someone who sees a judge before lunch, you are more likely to get the maximum sentence by, I think it's 30%.
And then after lunch, I ate something. Had maybe a beer or something.
Yeah, and then you get normal, like, they drops back down.
A cocktail.
And I think it's even, it actually skews it to the point where it's like 20% higher that you don't get fucked with. You know, it's like, how is that possible? How do they have that? And then Serial will show you that. There's one episode in Serial where, in that 3rd season, where it's all about a judge.
Yeah.
In Cleveland and other places, they have programs now that if you get caught with narcotics, they don't put you on the normal probate system. They actually put you on this other system, which helps you with rehab,
get off
counseling, and shit like that. And not throw you in fucking jail every time you fail.
Yeah.
So this cop would not let this girl off. Judge would not let her go into this other program.
This program?
The lawyer tried, but he would not let her. He felt like she just wasn't learning.
See, that's what I mean.
There was times, too, where he would actually expect people to admit guilt, even though they weren't fucking guilty. To the point where he threatened them with fucking time if they didn't come in with a fucking more... Like, one dude knew it and wrote it that way. Like, he wrote his shit so it sounded like he was kissing the... And it worked! Until he came back.
Oh.
It worked the first time.
The dumb mother. That's why he came back. Yeah. It worked the first time.
You shouldn't be able to fucking sway a fucking judge.
Manipulate, yeah.
With kind words about how big his balls are. That shouldn't be a fucking thing.
If he's a narcissist, it works.
I know it works, but how do you not get rid of not even get rid of, how do you not go through them people and figure it out?
I don't know.
I don't either.
That's what a simulation is. What the simulation is.
I guess. You gotta